Hello, and welcome to my TV show on the YouTube network with a potential audience of over 2 billion people. Coming to you live from the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, where I am peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here in Santa Monica and in Los Angeles County and in California and the whole US of A, the whole wide world if we could do something about it, but we have to start somewhere. So we might as well start right here in this very wealthy city of Santa Monica, in this very wealthy county of Los Angeles, in the 4th largest economy of the whole wide world, California, in the richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world, the US of A. We can do better. We can make sure that everybody who needs a place to live has one in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. That's right. And we can keep working towards a better day for everybody. We don't have to settle for things the way they are. We can keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We don't have to settle with segregated cities, with cities that only have housing for rich people. That's not right. There's plenty of people in this city of Santa Monica who work here, who labor day in and day out, who can't afford to live here in Santa Monica, and that is true of many cities all around this country. And when you don't let the people that work in your community have part in your democracy, you're getting towards an oligarchy. That's when all the rich people run everything. And if only the people who own property and own businesses have a right to vote in your city, then you got a bit of you don't have a very good democracy. You've got what you call an oligarchy, where rich people are running everything. And we're working against that. We're working towards a better day for everybody. I know, all right, thank you, peace. I know some people, all right, thank you. That's right, we got to keep working towards a better day. I know there are some people who think only rich people should benefit from our democracy, our freedoms, but everybody in the United States of America should benefit from being an American, should benefit from living in the richest, most powerful country in the world. There's no reason for rich people to be having space races while poor people are sleeping in the streets. We can do better than that, and we need to tell our leaders. We need to tell our leaders right here in Santa Monica, California. That's right, they have to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, as they have been for generations. We need to tell them, stand up and build more affordable housing and make sure that you keep the people that are in housing now that are having trouble paying their rent, help them stay in their apartments, and let's help make for a better, more affordable living here. You know, Santa Monica was just recently voted on a list as the 2nd most unaffordable city in all of the USA. That's right, behind San Diego, someplace in San Diego. Santa Monica was on this list as the 2nd most unaffordable city in the whole of the USA. Now that is a shame. We can do better than that. That's right. That's why I ran for Santa Monica City Council last year, and that's why I'm on this Measure GS Resident Oversight Committee, and trying to make sure we build more affordable housing and make sure that we take part in standing up for equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity right here. Because it's all important. When we're talking about peace, we need to be talking about making sure that everybody has the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear. We'll keep looking for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth down here. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace arrive? We'll keep waiting by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth to help our children survive. Peace, whoa, peace. Peace, let's stand up and work for peace. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for nirvana, but I think we just might want to work on peace on earth down here. Peace, oh, peace. Peace, let's stand up and work for peace. Ha, ha. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace arrive? We can ask the universe to get rid of this war curse, but we better work on peace on earth to help our children survive. Peace, oh, peace. Peace, let's stand up and work for peace. That's right, I always stand up and cheer anybody working towards peace. I don't care if I agree with them or not. We all need to work towards peace. And right here in the United States of America, we need to work on making it more peaceful for people that are living here. We need to make it more peaceful for those people that are living in the streets and doing without. And instead of waging war on those poor people sleeping on our streets, we need to be working towards solutions, making sure everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. And keep speaking out for peace all over the world. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep waiting by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth down here. We'll keep looking for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth down here. Did I get knocked off? No. That's right. We got to keep working towards peace. And that means here in the United States, we need to be working towards peaceful protest and peaceful debate. And we need to be working to lift people out of poverty and keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. We need to stand up for the rights of those people that have been used for their labor for generations and not been given their rights. But we don't need to go to war about it. We need to use the legal processes and speak out and peacefully protest. What? Yeah, that's right. We all need to peacefully protest. That's right. We need to spend more money on education right here in California. In California, we're the fourth largest economy of the whole wide world, and we're ranked 21st in spending on public education here in California, and that is a shame. We need to spend a lot more money on public education right here in California. We need, what? I'm fine with free college, but first of all, we need to make sure that every child gets a good basic education, K through 12. We need to spend more money right there. We're ranked 21st in spending on public education. We need to be right at the top at spending on public education, and then we'll hopefully get better, because we're ranked 40th in the outcome of our public education here in California. And we need our leaders, we need our supposed progressive leaders to stand up and say, listen, instead of just shouting about what Trump is doing, we need to be actually doing things here in California. We need to be standing up for the rights of homeless people. We need to be spending more money on our public education. We need to be building more affordable housing in our communities. We need to make it harder for people to be put in confinement. You know, right now, Trump is trying to take over Washington, D.C. He's trying to take over Washington, D.C. city government, and he wants to get rid of all the homeless people there in Washington, D.C. And that's terrible. 5,600 people there in Washington, D.C. are considered homeless. And right now, what he's telling the people, he's going to tear down all the tents and everything and just push them out of town, and he's going to have forced confinement for a lot of people. That sounds like jail to me. Instead of putting people down in his Mar-a-Lago, it sounds like he's going to be putting people down in that alligator Alcatraz for being homeless. And that's not what we need to do. And the hard part to believe is that our own governor here in California made it easier for people to criminalize homelessness. Right here in California, our own Governor Newsom sided with Trump's ultra-conservative Supreme Court in Grants Pass versus Johnson. He asked the Supreme Court, he said, please give me more power to criminalize homelessness so I can clean up our streets. Newsom did that, and we need to speak out against that. And we need to make it easier for homeless people to survive. We need to speak out and say, no, don't criminalize homelessness like so many of these cities have done. What we need to do is help build more affordable housing, build transitional spaces for housing, instead of trying to criminalize homelessness. We need to speak up, and we need to make sure that we stand up for human rights all over the US of A and around the world. That's right, we need to speak out, stand up for human rights. See the people living in the street, ain't got no money, ain't much to eat. They're not too proud to take your crust of bread, just looking for some place to lay their weary heads. What's the problem that brought them here? The story's long and it isn't very clear. So many roads lead to the street, just looking for some place to lay their tired feet. I ain't saying they ain't done wrong. I ain't saying didn't help to bring it on. I'm just saying there must be somewhere they belong, and they're looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. all these homeless people living in a ditch, with all these empty buildings and tax cuts for the rich. I ain't saying you have to give, but everybody has got a right to live, and they're just looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. You can sweep them out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting homeless people move into your neighborhood? Santa Monica, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. That's right, Santa Monica. We need to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, as we have been for generations. Instead of pushing poor people out, pushing them down the road and saying, oh, we'd like to help, but we'd like to help you somewhere else. That's what they've been doing for generations. We need to build affordable housing and transitional spaces for homeless human beings and stand up for the rights of every homeless human being to thrive and survive in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. We can do better. Tell your leaders. Use your voices. Use your votes. You can sweep them out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting homeless people move into your neighborhood, Santa Monica? Looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Don't need your swimming pool, don't need your king-size bed. Just looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about showing that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives instead of just complaining about what Trump's doing. I mean, we can all complain about what Trump's doing, but we have to show that there's a difference. We have to show that there's a difference between the ultra-conservative view that capitalism should rule everything and that the rich should control everything and the poor people should just suffer. We have to show that there is a difference here in California. We need to lift people out of poverty right here. We need to lift our education system right here in California. We need to make sure that everybody can have a decent place to live, food to eat, health care, and a good public education. We have to show those things. We have to show that there's a difference, that there's a choice in government, and not just, as some people say, oh, they're all the same. Some young woman came up to me the other night. They said, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. We just have to tear the whole thing down. That's what she said. We have to tear the whole thing down by any means necessary. That's what she said. And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. That ain't going to work. That's just gonna make things worse for poor people if we had a revolution in this country. We don't need any kind of anarchist. We don't need any kind of anarchy. Poor people always suffer the most in an anarchy. What we need is to stand up for our democracy, our constitutional democratic republic. That's what we need to stand up for. And we need to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. And we need to spend more money on public education and more money on health care right here in California. And Santa Monica, you have to be part of the solution and build more affordable housing. Right now, Santa Monica can't even vote. The city council just voted not to even have a study on building affordable housing in that 192 acres of land that is going to be opened up in 2028 by the Santa Monica airport. That's right. In 2028, Santa Monica will receive the land of the Santa Monica Airport, 192 acres of land. That was voted in 2014, that's correct. In 2014, they voted to open up that land, but the people wanted to make a great park out of it. And I say that's fine, but we're in the middle of a housing crisis, a homelessness crisis, and we need to work towards solutions. And if your city goes for $25 million an acre, that's right, here in Santa Monica, it costs I'm sorry, my friend, I can't hear you and I can't talk to you I understand, but I'd like to answer what you're trying. If you want to come over and talk some in front of here, then we'll talk in a minute. But what? Come over here. We'll talk in front of the camera for a minute.
Okay, what you were saying was completely correct, but you got to go to the source, not like this.
See this camera here?
Okay.
All right. This is Tom.
Yes, I'm going for president.
Okay.
And I've researched the source of the problems, not the symptoms. It's like a hydra monster.
Okay, well, what's this? Go ahead, Tom. You can
Hey,
see yourself?
They Elon Musk wanted to take billions away from the homeless because he's an entitled son of a buck that has never missed a meal, so he doesn't even understand. When I get to the president stage, anybody that draws up a plan, I'm going to have them do at least a month to 6 months living homeless so that they understand it ain't just drug addicts. That's a very small percentage. It's veterans that have been lied to, that have post-traumatic stress disorder, that can't get jobs, and they've been let go by the government because they don't have money, they say, to take care of our vets, even though they were promised. So most of our homeless are vets that can't work because they're too stressed out about what they did and what they saw and how many buddies they lost to fight for the freedoms that Elon Musk wants to take away. So no, I say no. You go to the source of the problem. Help our vets. Keep our vets off the beaches. Get them affordable housing so that they're not getting killed, run over by tractors, because you don't want to pay a guy to walk in front of it and say, hey, buddy, wake up. Treat your vets with respect.
I agree.
And don't, another source of the problem.
Are you a veteran?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And another source is these landlords, these scum lords that kick out elderly people that are on fixed housing.
That's right.
And have subsidies.
And then they raise the rents.
Well, no. They keep getting the subsidies like they're still there. They kick them out, and then they're homeless. And then they rent the apartment and get dual payments from it. They'll get the subsidy. It's illegal as hell. It's going on way too much, and it's causing those people to be homeless, elderly people homeless, and they feel just scared to death. And then you got the fires, the people that were burned out of their homes.
That's right.
And their insurance don't want to pay for it because you can do the premiums, but you don't get the results. Oh my God, there's so much corruption that the homeless, there's so many reasons, and it's not drugs, and it's not alcohol, and it's not this entitled thing that Elon Musk said, hey, take billions and give it to us because they're just drug addicts. He's on drugs if he thinks that's the truth, because we're going to get to the source. And it's like a hydra monster. You cut off the head of the symptoms, two more appear. Go to the source, and I've been studying the source so that when I get to Capitol Hill, you ain't going to give me a 3-inch thing and have all these hidden agendas in it and then try to get me to sign it as president. Because one, I don't sign stuff that I don't read. And if I find hidden agendas in it, you're going to jail for fraud. Hurrah!
All right, thank you. Thank you, Tom. That's right. We need to get people in there who really want to make a positive change and stand up for the rights of these people, stand up for the rights of veterans and veterans that are homeless and all the homeless, the elderly. The elderly are one of the fastest growing parts of homeless people. One of the fastest growing demographics of homeless are seniors, and that's a shame. More seniors getting pushed out of their apartments so that people can raise the rents on their apartments and make a lot of money. That's what a big part of this whole problem is. It's greed. It's just plain greed. That's why we've gotten into the situation we're in today. For generations, people have been getting pushed out of housing, and they've been propping up property values because, I'm sorry, what?
Lobbyists. lobbyists paying people.
Lobbyists, that's right.
How is that even legal?
I understand.
Yes, that's the part of the problem. The
That's part of the
businesses
problem.
paying the politicians to look the other way when the elderly are
There's-
kicked out. Ow!
There's a lot of problems out there, but the thing is, what we need to do is build more affordable housing. There's no reason right now that we don't have enough housing. We know it's greed. We see that there are empty buildings all around the city here, all around the state, all around the country, that we could end homelessness tomorrow. But it's greed. But the thing is, we need to change the way people look at it and stand up for the rights of human beings. Right here in California, right here in Santa Monica, California. We're living in California, the land of peace and love. Living in California, place the whole world's dreaming of. Living in California, everything's mostly okay. Living in California, another beautiful sunshine day. Oh, it was a beautiful day here in Santa Monica. It was about 73 degrees on the beach today. You know, it hasn't broken 80 degrees on this beach the whole year. It has not broken 80 degrees. It might have crept right near 80 one day, but it's been below 80 almost all year long. And it was over 104 degrees over in Lancaster today, my uncle told me. 30 degrees difference between here and there. And we've been pushing more and more people out into the desert and making it harder for people to live next to our public beaches. We have 800 miles of public beaches here in California, and they're beautiful public beaches, many of them. And we have mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? That's a shame. That ought to be a crime. There's no reason for only rich people to be living next to our public beaches.
You're a genius.
What?
You're a genius.
Thank you.
When I get to presidents, I'm going to remind people that the White House is the people's. Those
people's
grounds,
house.
they're going to be open to, they're going to be made public parks and picnics on the grounds.
Just like-
It's for the people, by the people. They own that ground, not the president.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Tom.
Hoorah! Come to the White House, it's yours.
Anyway, so we need to keep reminding people that we have 800 miles of public beaches here in California, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. We can do better. We can build affordable housing on our coast. You know, if the scientists are correct, the temperature is going to keep going up out here. And we need to have more people living next to the coast, because that's going to be a more temperate climate, and the air quality is going to be better. So we're going to have more people living next to the beach. And I'm telling you, it was a beautiful day today on the beach. I had a nice swim. How you doing, Mike? Everything going all right? You looking good? Feeling all right? Feeling strong? All right, keep going. Yeah, are things all right with your van? Yeah, good to hear. Good to see you. Well, they just locked up. David's having to lock up the chairs. That's part of his job. Here, let me show you. See, they lock those chairs up, David. It's just part of his job. He doesn't want to make it harder for homeless people. He'd like to see them comfortable all night and see people get through this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. But he's got a job, and he's got to lock up those chairs, and they lock them up so that nobody can sit on them here on the promenade. Let me remind people, this is a public promenade, and if you are homeless and you are on this public promenade, you have the same rights as the richest person in the whole wide world. And if you need a place to sleep, please sleep on these steps here, because they're one of the places that have an exemption on the no lying, no sitting law here in Santa Monica. They got some crazy laws here in Santa Monica. We need to look at those books and make it easier for these homeless people to survive. Did you know that, Chris? That those steps and the concrete slabs around the topiary, those dinosaur plants shaped like dinosaurs, those are topiaries. I learned that. Wait a minute. I learned that. Anyway, the concrete slabs around the topiaries and the stairs are exempt from the no sitting, no lying law here in Santa Monica. And they need to get rid of that no sitting, no lying law. I know you don't want to see people sleeping on the sidewalks here during the day, but you can help people find a place to sleep. And if you're really interested in making it more difficult for people to sleep on your public streets, build more affordable housing now. Be part of the solution, California. Be part of the solution, Santa Monica. We're living in California. Everything mostly okay. Living in California. Another beautiful sunshine day. Don't let the Trump get you in a slump. We'll get rid of his hump. We're gonna be all right. We're in the land of surf and sand, movie stars, electric cars, and it's a beautiful Santa Monica night. We're living in California with people of all kinds. Living in California, sure aren't a little bit out of our minds. Living in California, everything's mostly alright. Living in California, having fun on the promenade tonight. Now don't get me wrong, we got a lot of great things going on here in California. California is the second most diverse state in the whole country. We got people from different backgrounds, different races, different religions, different ethnicities, different beliefs, different genders, all getting by, and well, we mostly get along here in California. Come on, let's face it. But everybody knows there's some things we need to be working on here in California. California, we have the most billionaires of any state in the whole country. That's right, we have more billionaires than any other state, and we have more homeless people than any state in the whole country. Okay, it's between us and New York. I think we still have more. I think we're still number one. California is number one in homelessness. Yay! Wait a minute. We don't want to be number one in homelessness. You know that? We'd like to be the last in homelessness. But anyway, we have the most billionaires and we have the most homeless people, and that ought to be a crime. There's no reason for so many rich people, so few people to have so much, and while so many people have nothing at all. That's right. We have almost 200,000 homeless people in this state. We can do better than that. California, we are the fourth largest economy in the whole wide world. We just overtook Japan. That's right. If California was a country, we have a bigger economy than the country of Japan. And we would be the fourth largest economy in the whole wide world. As it is, we are a state that is ranked 21st in spending on public education. Wait a minute. We're the fourth largest economy in the world, and we're ranked 21st in spending on public education? Oh, that ought to be a crime. That's just terrible. We can do better. That's quite a shame. How you doing? Good to see you tonight. Peace. We can do better than that. California, we're ranked 40th in the outcome of our public education. We need to spend much more money on public education, spend more money on those low-income area schools, on services and programs for those low-income area schools, until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then you will know we have done enough. We're living in California with people of all kinds, living in California. Sure, I'll get a little bit out of our minds. Ooh, living in California, things could be a whole lot worse. Living in California, rest of the country's moving in reverse. Ooh, living in California, everything's mostly alright. Living in California, having fun on the promenade tonight. Ooh, living in California, the place the whole world's dreaming of. Living in California, go out and spread some peace and love. Yeah, yeah. Hoo, hoo. That's right. Get out there and spread the peace and love and keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We can work towards a better day. We haven't gotten there yet. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, we don't need to work on equal rights anymore. It's like everybody's got the same rights. No, that isn't true. Here in California, it is 10 times more likely that a young black man will go to prison than a young white man, and that is a shame. And it is also many times more likely that a young brown man will go to prison than a young white man in California. And that's a shame. We have to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice. We have to keep working towards a better education for every child in this state and in this country. We haven't gotten there yet. If you are a person of color, you're much more likely to be poor than a white person. I'm sorry, that's the truth. I didn't make up reality. I just try to live in it once in a while. I didn't make up reality. I just visit there once in a while. You know what I mean? But we have to keep working towards a better day because we have not gotten there yet. We have too many of our leaders blaming the poor for being poor and the homeless for being homeless. We have too many of our leaders saying, don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor at all. They'll pull the chair beneath your seat and mock you when you fall. But they'll tell you that you're crazy and you're on the drugs. They'll say you're mostly lazy and you're filled with the bugs. So don't be poor and homeless, that's what they say. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless, just be rich. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't live in your car. They'll find a way to ticket you, no matter where you are. They'll say you're near a schoolyard or near the city park. They'll make you move your car all day and give you tickets while you're sleeping in the dark. So don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just live in a mansion. How the rich folks want to help you if they could. So they'll take your tent and your bags and stuff and move them to another neighborhood. A little farther, a little farther, a little farther down the road would be good. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and sick. They'll put you in a hospital and spit you out real quick. They'll say you need to rest more and change the way you eat. But they ain't got no medicine to get you off of the streets. So don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just live on a yacht. Rich folks want to help you if they can. So they'll start a race to outer space to help their fellow man. We're going to build affordable housing up on Mars. Don't be poor and homeless. You have a good night, Mike. Don't be poor and homeless. You know what I'm saying, Mike? I'm saying, don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor at all. They'll pull the chair beneath your seat and mock you when you fall. They'll tell you that you're crazy and you're on the drugs. They'll say you're mostly lazy and you're filled with all kinds of bugs. So don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just be rich. Don't be poor and homeless. Just be rich. That's right, homeless people. Just be rich. You can do it. Just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it. That's right, homeless people. Just be rich. I have so many people come by, yell, the homeless people just need to get a job. They just need to get a job. Well, you know, there's plenty of homeless people that have jobs that still can't afford places to live. I don't know if you knew that. And there are lots of, and even if they did have a full-time job, a minimum wage job is not going to get anybody an apartment here in Los Angeles County, or certainly not one here in Santa Monica, California. We need to help these people, lift them up. Just give them a hand, give them a little boost, make sure everybody has a decent place to live, food to eat, health care. We can do that. We're the richest, most powerful country in the world, and we need to spend more money on public education. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. No reason for poor people to be sleeping in the streets. We can do it. Do it, do it. Oh, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. This is an old Roger Miller song. Oh, you can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. All you gotta do is put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it, do it, do it. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. All you gotta do is set your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it, do it, do it. Oh, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. Yeah, Roger, you got a point there, but the thing is, a lot of people are suffering, and it's hard to just be happy when you're having your stuff moved down the road. See, they pick up these poor people's sleeping bags, and they just push them down the road, or they throw them in the sanitation, in the garbage truck. They just throw their stuff away and tell them to move on down the road. And that's what they're going to be doing in Washington, D.C. But hey, We need to show that we're different than Washington, D.C. We're different than Trump. We need to be standing up for human rights right here in California. Every day they're throwing people's possessions, their tents and their sleeping bags and their other possessions, they're throwing those away and telling them to move on down the road without having enough housing, enough affordable housing. And we need to stand up for their rights to have a decent place to live here in this fourth largest economy of the world, in this richest, most powerful country of the whole wide world. We can do better. There's no reason for only rich people to have everything and poor people to be sleeping in the streets. You know, back in the 1930s, there was a great president called Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You know, he got some programs put in place like Social Security and other programs that help everybody when they're down and out. And we need more people to be lifted up by the government right now. I'm sorry, because see, the government has let the rich people just run rampant over the poor. They push the poor people that have been used for their labor for generations. They're pushing them out of the country as fast as they can get them out. We need to stand up for the rights of those people that have been used for their labor and not been given their rights. We don't need to say, well, we're going to lose our laborers if they take all these people out. What we need to do is put the responsibilities on the employers to make sure that these people have a pathway to citizenship. We need our federal government to make sure that everybody can have a pathway to citizenship, all those that are here. The over 10 million, maybe 15 million, maybe 20 million, who knows for sure. But we need to bring those people out of the shadow and make sure that everybody can have a pathway to citizenship. If they're violent criminals, of course, nobody wants them on the streets. That's not a question. Nobody wants violent criminals on the streets. But if they're people that have been here for generations and have been working and used for their labor and not been given their rights, we need to stand up for their rights to find a pathway to citizenship. And listen, don't go out and try to fight these federal officers. That's only going to get more people in trouble. Just peacefully protest and use the legal processes to make sure that we're working towards solutions, working towards a pathway to citizenship for those people. De la Sierra Morenos, el dito lindo vienen bajando. Un par de ojitos negros, hilito lindo de contrabando. Es el lunar que tiene hilito lindo junto a la boca. No se lo des a nadie, hilito lindo que a mí me toca. You know, President Trump, he wants to make sure that only rich people can come into this country. He wants to sell gold card visas. That's right. If you have $5 million, you can buy your way into this country, no problem. You can take advantage of our poor, no problem. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make sure that only rich people are living in this country, and we need to stand up against such foolishness. He wants to get your gold card today. Step right into the USA. No need to stand in line. $5 million will do just fine. Forget you're tired, forget you're poor. Just let your rich through our front door. We don't care about human rights when making money is in our sights. And get your gold card today. Step right into the US of A. That's what he wants to do. That's the problem with capitalism. Capitalism might have some good things, might encourage people to do things, but if you just let the rich people take advantage of the poor, it's going to make a messy thing. That's why we have such a homelessness population in this country, because we've let those rich people keep raising property values higher and higher and higher until we have hundreds of thousands of people here in California living in the streets, sleeping in the streets. We can do better than that. That's not the way it has to be in the richest, most powerful country in the world. But if you give the rich people everything they want and tell the poor people, you're just going to have to... You know, there are 10 states right now, at least 10 states in the United States of America, where poor people don't have any health care. That's right. They say, if you're unemployed and you're sick, you probably don't need health care because you don't have a job. What are you going to do anyway? You can go ahead and stay sick. That's what they say. You know, I'm very lucky to have had my appendix taken out in New York when I was working on some music and not making any money. Funny thing, my music doesn't make a lot of money. What? I know you're surprised, but I've never wanted to make a lot of money with my music. And I hope you do things that you don't want to just make money for. I know people need to make money to get by in this country a lot of the times, but I hope you do some important things that you don't make money for. Get out there and volunteer in your government like I did. I'm on this Measure GS resident oversight committee here in Santa Monica, and I hope we help build affordable housing and keep people in their housing. Get out there and take part in your government. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, the rich people have all the power, there's nothing we could do. No, go get involved. Get involved, peacefully protest, get out and vote, get out and speak out in the rallies and different things. Because we're up against a group of people that just want rich people to run everything. It's called an oligarchy. Oligarchy, that's right. That's where rich people run everything and the poor people just have to suffer through. You know, this new bigger bully bill that they passed through, this bigger badder bully bill that they passed through Congress. It's going to make things harder for the poor people and better for the rich people. Of course, we all knew that. That's no surprise. A study just came out saying that it's going to cost the poorest people an extra $1,200 or $1,300 a year, while the rich people are going to benefit by thousands and thousands. We knew that was going to happen. But the thing is, we need to make things different right here in California. We need to raise taxes on our rich right here. We need to raise taxes on our billion. And that's right, Clark and Neha. Good to see you. We need to raise taxes on the rich, 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 yeah, raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich. Oh, I know it's a simple song, but it's a good one, and one that we need to teach our leaders, our public servants right here in California. And then when you get the money, you need to spend it. You need to make sure it's benefiting those people that are in need. We gave our governor $24 billion, I started to say thousand, $24 billion to build affordable housing and help end this housing crisis. And what did he do with it? They can't even, they tried to audit and they couldn't even figure out where most of that money went. And then he sides with Trump's ultra-conservative Supreme Court, asking them to give cities and state agencies more power to criminalize homelessness. That's what they did, you know. All around California, they've stepped up to criminalize homelessness and to incarcerate people, enforce people into confinement and some of these mental oversight places. I don't know what they want to call them, but you know, it used to be harder to force somebody into a mental institution unless they were a threat to themselves or to others. And now with this new care court here in California, the first responder can say, I don't know, that person might have too many problems. We need to put them in confinement, and they can confine people for up to 2 years here in California. That's right, they can do it. And I would like to think that they're doing it to help people that are going through mental crises and to help them get through them. But we're not seeing enough healthcare professionals out on the streets helping these poor people that are in need. We're seeing more people bullied and and targeted because they're homeless by the law enforcement, and we need to change that. We need to be helping these people with more healthcare professionals and more housing. More housing, more housing, housing, housing. We need to raise taxes on the rich, 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 raise taxes on the rich. That's right. We need to make sure that everybody can have the basics. Right here in California, we got to show that there's a difference between us and the conservative government, that the MAGA people. We have to show that there's a difference and that progressive government can work. You know, back in 1944, the great President Franklin Delano Roosevelt gave a speech called the Second Bill of Rights. In that speech, he said, "It is time for a second Bill of Rights where every American has the right to a job that pays a living wage." That's right. Which conspiracy theories? BlackRock? They're being funded by the government to make wars? Is that? I mean, I don't know how big a conspiracy that.
I think they pollute like grocery stores or infrastructure with like big
So they put things in our food to make us want to go to war and give them more contracts? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think it's 100% possible. Maybe not. Maybe it has
Well, that's interesting, but I think we got things right in front of our faces that are more important that we can solve. I mean, these conspiracy theories, though some of them may be true, we need to work on the things that we can make changes in right here, like in Santa Monica, California. I hope you guys get involved at some point.
Sir, are you live?
I'm live. You can say hello. I'm live on YouTube. And that's right.
Can I come in the frame and say?
Yes, you can. What's your name?
I'm Joe.
He's Joe.
What's up, guys?
And he wants to know about conspiracy theories. I think there probably are some conspiracy theories that have validity to them. But let's focus on the things that we know are real. Right here in Santa Monica, we know the rents are too high, and that they criminalized having tents. Right? They tear down encampments here in Santa Monica, but we don't have enough places to put the homeless people, right? So, huh? Yes, I'm a homeless person who lives in Santa Monica. My address is at the People Concern. Homeless people can have an address even though they don't have a place to live, and I ran for Santa Monica City Council last year, and I'm on a Measure GS oversight committee, and we're supposed to be helping to recommend how to use some of the money to help build more affordable housing and programs to help people stay in their housing. My name's Wade. What's your name?
Eggman Sam.
Eggman Tim?
Eggman Sam.
Eggman Sam.
Yeah.
Eggman Sam is here. And Joe.
Joe.
Wade. Nice
Joe
to meet
Hampshire.
you. Joe Hampshire?
Yeah.
Not New Hampshire, Joe Hampshire. All right.
I'm basically the world's biggest egg.
Eggman Sam. Well, that's great. You can be proud of that.
They call me the creator of the egg.
He made the egg and I am the egg, actually.
Well, that is beautiful. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just real.
True friendship, right?
That's right. Good. Well, you guys have a great one. Nice to meet you, Joe. Eggman Sam. But let's focus on the things that we can work on.
What's your YouTube? Sorry, what's your YouTube?
Wade Kelley.
Wade Kelley. Wade Kelley. Okay, thank you.
Wait,
Yeah.
how many people we got on the stream right now?
Right now, we got about 30 million. Wait, there's a potential audience of over 200 billion people. What do we got? We got 3 or 4 people?
I think there's like 2
I know
people.
3 or 1.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Like 2.5?
That might be 2.5. We'll see. Some nights it's thousands, and some nights it's hundreds. And I don't pay attention to what they say. They pop on and they go away, and I hope they're all doing well. But I'm here to speak out for the homeless and the poor and those those that need a bigger voice in our democracy. So back in 1930s, we had a president called Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and in 1944 he gave a speech. That's where I was. He gave a speech called The Second Bill of Rights, and he said in this speech, "It is time for a second Bill of Rights where every American has the right to a decent place to live." He actually said that in 1944. We haven't gotten there yet today. A decent place to live, food to eat, health care, and a good public education. No, he just said a good education. But of course he meant that the private schools were going to be fine, but the public schools, everybody needed to have a good education, whether they went to public schools or private schools. And that's why we need to keep lifting up our public schools and make sure that we're not funding private schools. Private schools are going to do just fine. They're going to find money somewhere. We don't have to worry about Harvard even. We need to make sure that we keep funding our public schools, especially our K through 12, and make sure every child gets a start. You know, once you have the desire to learn, there are plenty of places you can learn from, but we have to give those kids the curiosity and give them a good start so they don't get lost in the wayside, so they don't have to go to the way of going in prisons and bad paths. We need to help kids get a good head start so we don't have to worry about them going down the wrong road. And we need to stand up for their rights. And we need to stand up for everybody's rights to have the basic in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right, we got to keep working towards it, because we haven't gotten there yet. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. De la Sierra Moreno, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra el cielito lindo de corazones. On the promenade, in the shadow of the steeple, near the relief office, I see a lot of homeless people, and some are grumbling, and some are wondering, is this land made for you and me? Yes, it is, made for all of us. We gotta keep working towards a better day for everybody. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. cantándose el gran cielito lindo, los corazones. One more time, everybody sing along here. Go, 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 go. Ay, canta y no llores, porque cantándose el gran cielito lindo, los corazones. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Let's work to make sure this land is made for you and me. Hey, peace and love, that's right.
Thank you,
Keep
both.
working towards a better day for everybody. Stand up for those who have been used for their labor for generations and not been given their rights. We need to make it the responsibility of the employers in this country. Make sure the employers help the people that have been living in the shadows for too long, used for their labor and not been given their rights. Make sure those employers help those people to become citizens. Help them find a pathway to citizenship. That's what we need to do. We need to boycott employers if they've been using people's labor for generations and now they're not standing up for their rights. We need to tell Congress to have a comprehensive immigration bill. It's their job. We need to stand up for the rights of human beings. We can't be satisfied just to have people living in the shadows. That's bad for democracy. We need to make sure that they have a pathway to citizenship or dual citizenship. You know, there's a lot of people with dual citizenships in this country. I don't know. Do we want to have more of that, or do we want to just have single citizenships? But there are a lot of countries that do have dual citizenship, so that's interesting. Well, with the United States, that's correct, too. But as I said, Trump wants to just make it a gold card visas for people. How you doing, Enoch? Good to see you. He said, get your gold card today. Step right into the USA. If you got $5 million, it doesn't matter what country you're from or what you believe or whatever. You got $5 million, you can get a gold card visa. That's what Trump wants to do. Get your gold card today. Step right into the USA. No need to stand in line. $5 million will do just fine. That's right. Just as long as you're rich. Get your gold card today. Step right into the USA. No need to stand in line. $5 million will do just fine. Forget you're tired, forget you're poor. Just send your rich through our front door. We don't care about human rights when making money is in our sights. Get your gold card today. Step right into the US of A. That's right, that's the problem, is we have somebody who thinks that the United States is a business instead of a government for the people and by the people. And we have somebody who's running California who doesn't care enough about the poor people to make sure that we're building affordable housing, and who actually sided with Trump's ultra-conservative Supreme Court to make things harder on poor people, on homeless people. We need real progressive leaders right here in Santa Monica. Come on. We need people who really want to help build affordable housing right here in Santa Monica, so we're not part of the problem. We have 192 acres being opened up to the city of Santa Monica. And sure, it was voted to be a great park in 2014, but we need to propose to the voters here in Santa Monica, listen, we're in a housing crisis, a homelessness crisis. We need to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. When the property values here are $25 million per acre, and you have 192 acres opening up to your city, you need to build some affordable housing on it and make sure that some of the people that are going to be working in that great park are going to have a place to live. We're not just in a housing crisis, a homelessness crisis, but a climate crisis. And more of the scientists say that it's going to get hotter and hotter, so you're going to need more people to move from the coasts. And you want to pollute less if you're actually going to be combating this climate crisis. So we're going to have to make it easier for people to live near their work. And we have too many people here in Santa Monica that are traveling an hour or 2 hours to get to their work here, and they can't afford a place to live here in Santa Monica. We need to make it easier for those workers in Santa Monica to live in Santa Monica. The first responders. You know, I met with the firefighters when I ran for Santa Monica City Council last year, and they said about 1% of their firefighters lived here in Santa Monica. They said, we'd like to live here in Santa Monica. A lot of our people would like to, but they can't afford it. So we need to make it easier for people to live, workers to live in Santa Monica, as well as the homeless people that have been living on these streets for many years. We need to make it easier to have and build more affordable housing. Speak up, tell your voters, tell your leaders, your public servants, get out there and speak up and tell them we need to build some affordable housing on that 192 acres of airport land. So do a study on it at least, so you can promote it to the people, propose it to the people on a ballot. Too many of our leaders they're siding with the rich and the powerful. The rich and the powerful are doing just fine. They don't need the help from our leaders. They're going to be all right. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. That's right. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around with greasy hair than sell guns and weapons everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. That's right, that's something else we need to look at. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna die. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. It ain't a crime. Not yet. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather live in a box in the bottom of a ditch than be some stealing, cheating, lying son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather walk around without a stitch than be some democracy overthrowing son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. All I need is 11,000 votes. Was it 11,000? 13,000? All I need is 11,000 votes. Just give them to me. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all going to say goodbye someday. Goodbye someday. Hopefully not tonight. I had a good day, but I'm not ready to go right away. Well, not right away. Well, we take it where it goes. Now, I don't want you to think that I think all billionaires are evil. Bloodsuckers. Some of them are just sick. They're like hoarders or alcoholics or drug addicts. Let's take a look at Elon Musk. Must we? Yes, we must. Now they say he's on his way to becoming the first trillionaire in the United States. The last thing we need is a trillionaire. We can do better. Come on. What we need to do is raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies. Raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies. And make sure that everybody can have a decent place to live, food to eat, health care, and a good public education, and a job that pays a living wage. We can do these things in this country. We need to speak out for it. So tell your leaders, tell your voters. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in the bear than see homeless people everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Woo-hoo! And I'll keep on working at it. That's right. That's right. That's right. A lot of people say, listen, if you get rid of your billionaires, if you raise taxes on all your billionaires, then nobody, nobody's going to have anything. Well, that's all right. They can leave. They can leave California and go to Texas like Elon Musk did, and they can go over there and make sure that they have that they can take advantage of the poor people over there. Texas still has a $7.25 minimum wage on the books. I mean, so does the national minimum wage is $7.25 still. That is a shame. Here in California, it's around 16. Is it 16 or $18 minimum wage? 16 maybe. 18? Do I hear 20? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I'll have to check that. I'll look that up and I'll tell you about it tomorrow. I know there's different professions that have a higher minimum wage here in California. And that's all fine, but if people can't afford a place to live, even if they are working minimum wage jobs that pay a pretty decent minimum wage nationally, then we're not doing good enough, because we have one of the highest homeless populations of anywhere in the country. So what are we going to do about it? What we need to do is either lower the rents or keep raising wages. It's that simple. Or unless we want to use government power, like here in Santa Monica. The way they built Santa Monica was they used eminent domain to take people's properties to build some infrastructure and things. We could take property from the rich people at a market rate, market value, and build affordable housing on some of these estates. How about that? We'll give them a fair market value. That's what they did to the poor people to make a lot of these cities. Anyway, we got to keep working at it because we haven't come up with solutions yet. And as long as poor people are sleeping in the streets, I'm going to be speaking out here on this public promenade. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey, ain't got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got the wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no hurries, ain't got no worries, ain't got no blurry eyes. I got the sun in my face, I got some wide open space. Don't need no alibis. I got the wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no seasons, don't have no reason to need no freezing rain. I got the surf in the sand, my rock and roll one-man band. Don't ride no gravy train. I got the wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got the wind in my hair. I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama go, Juliet and Mama go, Juliet and Mama go. Rock and roll, hey, hey. Well, we'll keep working towards a better day. Keep doing the best we can. I got some loud music here. I got somebody's trying to paint over here. We got to do the best we can and keep moving forward. Play a few more songs. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today, that's right, we need to keep moving forward, keep peacefully protesting. Like John Lewis said, do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, of a week, of a month or a year. Our struggle is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise, to get in some good trouble, some necessary trouble. And he was talking about peaceful protest, because that's what he did. That's what they did in the civil rights movement. Many of them practiced being spat upon and called names. They practiced peacefully protesting. And John Lewis and many others were beaten and jailed, and all kinds of terrible things happened to those people. And they made positive change in this country. And we need to keep moving forward towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. Because we haven't gotten there yet. I'll be a rambler and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table and sleep in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow may bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today, I won't be contented with yesterday's glories. I can't live on promises, winter to spring. Now is the moment and this is my story. Who cares what tomorrow may bring? Today, while the blossom still clings to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today, today, That's right. We just got to keep working towards a better day and keep enjoying each day as we're doing it. Don't get lost in the sea of despair. We can do it. We can make positive change in this country. It's been done before. In the shadow of your smile, when you are gone, the color of my days and light the dawn. Look into my eyes, my love, and see all the many things you are to me. Our wistful little star was far too high. A teardrop kissed your lips, and so did I. Now when I remember spring, all the joy that life can bring, I will be remembering the shadow of your smile. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. Thank you. You have a great night. Thank you. In the shadow of your smile, when you are gone, will color all my days and light the dawn. Look into my eyes, my love, and see all the many things you are to me. Our wistful little star was far too high. A teardrop kissed your lips, and so did I. Hello, good to see you, Ellie. You have a great night. Peace. Now when I remember spring, all the joy that love can bring, I will be remembering the shadow of your smile. Hey, good to see you. Peace. The shadow of your smile, when you are gone, will color all my days and light the dawn. Look into my eyes, my love, and see all the many things you are to me. Our wistful little star is far too high. A teardrop kissed your lips, and so did I. Now when I remember spring, good to see you guys. Hey, peace. How you doing, Dougie? All right, Donis. All the joy that love can bring, I will be remembering the shadow of your smile. That's right, let's keep working towards a better day for everybody. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity, health care for all, housing the homeless, good common sense gun laws, good public education. We can keep working towards a better day for everybody. We haven't gotten there yet. We got to keep working towards a more perfect union. We got to keep working to establish justice. And we have to keep working, stand up for the rights of every human being in this country and around the world, but we have to start somewhere. So we need to start right here in Santa Monica, California. That's where I'm going to start. I hope you start wherever you are and stand up for human rights and speak out, peacefully protest, get involved in your local government, speak out, write about things, write songs, get out in the streets, get out here on this public promenade, just like me. You don't need a performer's permit to get out and peacefully protest and advocate. You can get out here and share your thoughts, your beliefs. That's the beautiful thing about this country is the First Amendment of our Constitution. The First Amendment says, speak out against authority. You have the right. You have the privilege. You have the duty. All right. Thank you. You have a great night, Clark and Neha. So the First Amendment says, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So I hope you're out there speaking up for everybody's right to peacefully protest. Stand up and speak out for the right of those people that you disagree with. That's right. If they're peacefully protesting, you stand up for their right to peacefully protest, even if you disagree with every word they say. But don't try to promote violence or hatred, or don't try to promote assassins or cheer on assassins. That's a terrible thing that's happened some in this country. Don't do that. Stand up for peaceful protest and peaceful change. Don't talk about revolution in this country. That's the last thing we want to do. What we want to do is peaceful revolution. Peacefully protest, make peaceful change to this country. Get out and use your voices and use your votes. My song is just a song, just a dream to sing along to. A dream that can't be sold for silver or the gold, but something you can hold in the part of your heart that cries in the night and longs for the day when something goes right, and yearns for loving arms to hold you tight, sweet dreams and peaceful nights. I sing you a sunny day. I sing your worries all away. I sing you loving arms to hold you tight, sweet dreams and peaceful nights. I sing you a sunny day. I sing your worries all away. I sing you loving arms to hold you tight, sweet dreams and peaceful, restful nights. Peace and love.